Brearley's try off the forward pass was when they were down a man, yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, they were in the lead at the start of that period. Wigan scored a try through John Bateman.
That's it, and then
Brian Brearley scored a try. The kick for the Brearley's second try, though, that was brilliant play by Brough and Brearley.
Yeah, that kick back inside. And then Brearley looks like he's getting used to being a fullback.
He looked like the Lee Brearley, the way he was running and the way he was supporting play, wasn't he?
Yeah. Okay, so individually then, we've talked about a lot of these people, but who stood out individually for us?
Well, Dan Sargentson had a try, 192 metres. Anthony Gelliver try 131 metres, 9 successful offloads, so that's Cuthbertson level figures there. John Bateman with a try, 5 tackle balls, 154 metres, and Lee Moss of 132 metres. For Huddersfield, Ryan Brearley, 3 tries and 108 metres. Jermaine McGilvey, 1 try assist, 5 tackle balls, 153 metres. Leroy Cudjoe with a try assist and 129 metres. And Ryan Hinchcliffe will throw it in there for tackle numbers 44 of those, so good effort from the captain.
Okay, Mark's had his say, now it's your turn to have yours. Colin Render says, I find it ironic that Wayne and Bateman complained about the ruck speed at half time when, in my opinion, Wigan are the ones that use every trick in the book to gain an advantage at the ruck. I know every team does it, but Wigan use their tactics a lot. Willow got in touch, he said Wigan got in there at the end, but I think chose to go the wrong way and should have played on Brough's wing late on when Murphy was sent off. Better leadership tonight from Smith and poor decision to disallow Gregson's try. # fair result. Mark W got in touch. He said, we've lost a lot of games this year by not performing, but that wasn't the case tonight. Repeatedly penalised for things Wigan did all night. Didn't see the alleged half-time bullying, but Cobb was absolutely useless. Still good performance from us. Glad to see Brearley settling in. Leroy and Hubie also impressed. Langers got in touch. Huddersfield are starting to look the part, but Wigan showing their class in closing it out, shaping up to be an interesting run-in. Plus, Wigan's late try kept my accumulator alive. Fair enough. Alan Witts, who's a Huddersfield fan, said, gutted and frustrated. Again, it was silly errors and lack of discipline that was the Giants' downfall. Strong games from Cudjoe and Brearley. Some nice tries and defence. To blame the ref is wrong. Don't put yourselves in the situation for the ref to award a penalty. First sin bin was criminal from Mason. The ruck speed was slow for both teams. # come on you Giants. Tyler Cass fan, our Blake Sully correspondent, got in touch and said Wigan dug out another win which they just about deserve. Giants looking better every week now. Don't think Wigan will stay top throughout as they've played 8 of their 12 games at home already.
Yeah, we have had most of our home games.
Is that just a quirk of the fixture list then?
Partly how we stack our fixtures, so then Wigan Athletic can reseed the pitch, but because they relaid the pitch, it's actually looking in good shape already.
Yeah.
And we probably wouldn't need that period, but it's how it works. It's how the fixtures work.
Okay, Scoots.
We have to let their pitch. We have to let the pitch recover after their team ruin it, so the narrative can start in the middle of the winter that we've ruined it when we've not played a game on it yet. That's how it always works.
Okay.
It's the way the world works, Tom.
You're in do you want to talk? You're in a rage.
Do you know what? I got so wound up with the narrative that somehow John Bateman was a cheat, or somehow the referee decided the game, not the players.
Yeah.
I just found it so frustrating when you can point to so much stuff in a game that goes one way or the other. It really wound me up.
From a neutral point of view,
I'm sick of everyone. I'm sick of not everyone actually. That's wrong. I'm sick of so many people when you just go on social media after a game, just full of the same old anti-Wigan bullshit. And I'm sure other clubs get it about their teams as well.
Yeah, I don't think
they do.
Social media is not the best place to go straight after a game, is it?
No, it just winds.
But yeah, absolutely. Look, from a neutral point of view, I don't think that...
Because as I've explained, the narrative was totally not justified.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
I agree with you. No, all I was going to say is that I find it ironic that in any game where Danny Brough is on the field, somebody else is being criticised for being the one back-chatting the referee too much, or putting a referee under too much pressure. But I also don't think that Joe Cobb lost or won this game for anybody. Okay, Scoot's got in touch. Sarah McKenzie. She said...
Sorry, I keep cutting you off, but on Tyler's point, yeah, we have played most of our home games.
I can't go home, Mark. I can't chuck my toes out.
We have played most of our home games, but we've got a better away form this year. We've only lost once away. Yeah. We've lost twice at home.
Yeah, but you've not played anywhere near as much away. So...
That's true.
Okay.
And it was at Wakefield that we lost.
Yeah, so that's... okay. I'll stop poking holes in Wigan, because obviously that's not going to be conducive to continuing the podcast. Scoots 28 Mac got in touch, our friend Sarah from over in Hull. She said, thought Huddersfield were unlucky. Maybe should have taken the 1 pointer to equalise the game. No comment really the half-time chat with Cobb, but couldn't believe it took 33 second half minutes for Huddersfield to get a penalty.
I think that's because how much possession Wigan had as much as anything else, though. But go on.
Fair play. That was probably the most gracious way in which you've responded to any kind of slightly anti-Wigan sentiment in this little period. Elliot Wren said, well done Wigan, wanted Huddersfield win, but that was good entertaining stuff. And Chris McEwen got in touch, said, I've just seen how he did his name, joint top, despite us being rubbish, not a bad place to be, as we will get better. You don't want to peak prior to the Super 8/playoffs anyway.
Yeah, you do. You want to peak every week.
You want to peak every week. There you go. Okay, so you whilst that was going on, Friday night St Helens took on Leeds, and it was a rip roar. 38 points to 34. Loads of stuff going on. Some fantastic tries scored by both sides as well. Some quality young players, some lad I've never heard of, Lomax making his debut for St Helens, I assume. Just loads of cool stories and big hits and some brutal rugby league. James Roby had a phenomenal game. There's so much to talk about in this game, Mark. Where do we even start? Did you see this one?
Yeah, and it was. I was still convinced at the end that Leeds were going to win because they had the ball last, sort of thing, or they had attacking position last, and it was that was how it was being played, like a basketball game. It
was definitely. I honestly thought Leeds were scoring. As soon as that kick went across and into the corner, I thought, yeah, here we go.
Both teams took advantage of the other team's weaknesses in this one, but it meant some great tries were scored. Probably the best try for me maybe was Burrow's try.
Right. See, I thought you would say something like that. I have a different favourite try. And it wasn't even one of the attractive ones. My favourite try was Kyle Amor's. I thought that was just so.
There was a student in Leeds. I don't want
that's what you get. No, I don't want Zach Hardacre to be injured or hurt or anything like that. And I'm not laughing at that. Just the sheer impact of that big Cumbrian lummox hitting Zach Hardacre and the ball coming loose and him having the wherewithal to get his hands on it and get it down. That was stupendous. That was an amazing try, and it's one of those things that happen so quick that you almost miss it, and then you go back and see it again and you think, well done. So that actually, amongst all those scintillating tries, was probably my favourite one.
Yeah, I mean, Theo Farge just keeps stepping up as well, doesn't he? He scored a couple of tries now. Obviously, there's question marks over the defence on his tries as much as any of the tries. But
I like his step inside, though.
He read what was available to him, and he wasn't afraid to take it either. As a young halfback to do that, I think is
he kippered them. He absolutely kippered them.
And if he can be fit when there's an extra serious international competition for France to be involved in, it gives them much more of a chance having a player who like him.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree completely. I think he had a phenomenal game.
I hate how much I like him because he wears that filthy red V.
Yeah, but we liked him when he was at Salford.
Oh yeah.
And he's a tremendous player. Let's talk about Johnny Lomax in serious terms for a second, because 13 months out. With 2 knee constructions, an absolute. That must just be such a challenge for a lad of his age going through that and wondering whether or not you get your career back. Because knee constructions are by no means, I would guess, a clear-cut certainty that you'll recover. To see him back out on the pitch and to actually play as well as he did, bag a couple of tries, phenomenal. I mean, I know you. Obviously, you're not the biggest St Helens fan in the world, but I'm sure you'll agree with me that that's a tremendous story and a real accomplishment for the young man in terms of it being a rugby league story.
I'm a rugby league fan, and this guy's a talented rugby league player, and he got to show some of those talents, especially that first try so early in the game as well. It was just like wow,
and all his teammates running over to celebrate.
And you just knew that the game was going to be something special from that point. And he basically played in all of the back five positions at different points. Maybe he didn't play left centre at all, but he spent quite a bit of time in right centre, particularly defensively. He spent time in the wing positions and then full back as well, supporting the attack from time to time. It was very hard, I'd imagine, for the St Helens back three, or those players, to have performed that way, swapping positions so much, and the fluidity between McDonnell and Owens doing it was particularly impressive for one player who's really not had the impact he would have wanted to at his new club, and another player who floats in and out of games very much so. He's certainly not a consistent performer, is he?
No.
And for them to all get that and judge it right, maybe it had a little bit of an impact on the defensive positioning or the defensive reading of setting up where the line should be from the fullback position.
Yeah.
Maybe that had a bit of a thing to do with some of the gaps that were opening up. But at the same time, to do it as well as they still managed to do it, it was really good. Did you see Sean Long took all the credit for it after?
I didn't watch Sean Long
when they did the touchscreen stuff for Wellesley.
Right.
He took all the credit. Yeah. I'd be looking over your shoulder if Kieran Cunningham can turn his head far enough to look over his shoulder.
Speaking of Kieran Cunningham, exactly what time of year do you think he's going to stop wearing that stupid fucking woolly hat? Come on, it's nearly May now, Kieran.
Yeah, but it's snowing in Leeds tonight.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
He doesn't live in Leeds. Right, yeah, so, and James Roby, after a couple of weeks where we've kind of, particularly on, point after last week where we said, is he the James Roby of old? Does he even get in the England set up ahead of a Darryl Clark and
we
Josh
said
Hodgson?
it, and then you had more esteemed journalists than... Well, you had journalists.
You had people who listen to us on Tuesday to get their ideas.
Get paid for their opinions on rugby league.
Yeah.
Talking about it on the Backchat show.
Yeah.
And basically making the same points we've been making all year. And he answered back. Yeah,
big time. It was vintage Roby, wasn't it? It was exactly what you want James Roby to do.
And it was really good to see the lead switch when they made when the balloon was deflated and they put Sutcliffe on.
Yeah.
And that turned it around. Those two young halves that we've been pushing for all year for Leeds' salvation story this season to have that young halfback aspect, so at least they get something out of it, rather than just finish in the middle eights and finish top of the middle eights and get nothing out of the season.
He's not an England player yet, though, is he, Jordan Lilly? Let's just
let's not talk too much.
Let's not talk too much about things that Gary Schofield says.
But he's good. He's a good player.
He's a very, very talented player.
Yeah, and I like him a lot.
Anyway, so the end result was that St Helens came out on top, 38 points to 34, as we've said. It's an improved performance from Leeds, but it's another defeat, and that isn't good.
How often do you score 30-odd points and lose as well?
Yeah.
13 tries shed, 7-6 in the home team's favour in a game that neither side's defence really wanted to win. Although credit to Saints' scrambling defence, as they were on the wrong end of a 14-4 clean break count.
Yeah,
they had a little bit more ball and 4 fewer errors, so that gave them more total metres. But the break number, along with 5% worse team tackle success and 10 fewer successful offloads, meant the home side probably did get away with one in the sense of some of the numbers that we've got on that game.
When you talked about the clean break count for a second there, I thought, well, that's understandable given, people like Rob Burrow and what have you. But actually, fucking Mitch Garbutt was getting in on the act at one point. He had 2 or 3 clean breaks, didn't he? So, Saints, room for improvement there for Saints, I would say, in terms of shutting down Mitch Garbutt making clean breaks.
But not in terms of entertainment.
No, brilliant.
Keep this up.
This is probably...
Because they're going to lose more games than they'll win, I think, if they're playing in that fashion. So that suits me.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining.
This is the most entertained I've been... by rugby league this season, I think. Probably save the second half of Warrington at Salford, early doors, when Warrington came back, and the finish for that one. I think this is probably the most entertaining game I've watched this season. I would say. Thoroughly enjoyed.
It wasn't gripping in a tensiony way. It was just exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just good execution, and because the tries were generally of a high quality as well. Technically, in terms of execution, it was very enjoyable.
So individually, James Roby with 2 try assists, 47 tackles, and 176 metres meant he went both ways. Similarly, going both ways this week was John Wilkin, 43 tackles, 13 of which were marker tackles, 117 metres for him. Kyle Amor grabbed his try that we mentioned in 134 metres, and Johnny Lomax sneaks in with his 2 tries. What an effort on return. For the Rhinos, Rob Burrow, a try, 8 tackle busts, 4 clean breaks and 207 metres for Rob Burrow. Ash Hanley with a try assist, 126 metres, 3 successful offloads. Jamie Jones Buchanan, 42 tackles and 110 metres. And Jimmy the Kind Horse, 2 tries and 2 clean breaks. And I'm pretty sure on one of his tries, Eddie said Kind Horse rather than Kind Horse. I'm pretty sure.
Probably did, but they are we do it on purpose. They are prone to fuck-uppery on Sky, aren't they? But
and it did feel like...
It's good to see a podcast favourite getting on the score sheet as well, though, isn't it?
Always having a good run in the side, isn't he?
And JJB rolling back the years as well continues
amazing.
To perform well. How long do you think before people quite wrongly start saying, should JJB be in the England conversation? And should JJB be in the England conversation?
On
current form, does he get in the squad for you?
in the second row, in the back row, in one of those sort of... Well, no, you're talking loose forward, aren't you, for him?
Well, then it doesn't... Well, if Lockers...
Well, if Lockers isn't fit, you play Sam Burgess there.
Yeah.
If that all goes